Welcome to Top Tier Underground, the podcast that brings together music and the voice of the artist that creates it. Be sure to subscribe to Top Tier Underground to get all the future podcasts and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And now, here's your host, Eric Finnegan.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Eric with Top Tier Underground, and today I'm bringing my homie Andrew Dragon, aka Fractal Dragon, and this dude is making some of the sexiest beats for anybody that loves 808 psychedelic sounds. I mean, these things are so sick. I think that he's probably one of the most underrated artists I know, and I've seen him live. He just crushes it. Super awesome music, and he's such an awesome guy, one of the most loving people I've ever met. He's always been super supportive and just such a fun person to know. So be sure to catch him and at some shows in the future. I think he says in the podcast that he's gonna be in California for like a month, and I think he's playing a couple shows while he's there. But you know, definitely check out his SoundCloud, definitely check out his Facebook page, and follow him for some more updates. And if you like our interview, you know, great. If you don't like the interview, just skip ahead and you can just listen to his DJ mix, and that's around minute 40. So I hope you enjoy this podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, later. All right, Andrew, what's up? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Eric. How are you doing?
Good, man. Yeah, it's been forever. I know it's really cool that we're talking virtually. Like, it's so much better than emailing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is a new medium for me. I actually did my first Skype call ever like 2 weeks ago.
Excellent.
So you're in Hawaii now, huh?
Yeah. I've been living out here for close to 2 years. So all during
Really?
the eruption that was going on. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Was that crazy or what?
It's been a trip. I live about 7 miles away from it, as the crow flies anyway. So it was
Wow.
a trippy experience. Yeah. But
Was it wasn't it really ashy and stuff, or?
the wind kind of carried it right past my place really nicely. Like it never really affected where I was living. So I was very blessed in that sense. But,
Wow. Man, that's what made you move out there?
You know, I was just looking for a change in life, and it sounded like, I mean, I've visited here a few times, and two of my best friends were living out here, and so it was just kind of felt right. And yeah.
Is one of them Dave Tipper? Doesn't Tipper live out there?
He lives on Maui, I believe.
Oh, really? I thought he lived on the Big Island.
Yeah, no.
Well, shit, dude, that's a good segue into your music, because your music is like the gangster 808 version of Tipper. I love it.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, man. So this is, you know, a new podcast for me. I just started. Well, I haven't even released any episodes yet. This is kind of a whole new thing I'm going down. So I'm not really like used to doing music interviews, but I think that I want to, like, you know, just talk about your process, kind of how you got started. When did you get in the scene? All that stuff.
Yeah. I guess I'll start with maybe how I got started. But since I was at some point in high school, I think I was maybe between 12 and 15, I started playing the drums, and was in a bunch of different bands, reggae, punk rock, metal, whatever.
Oh, really?
All sorts of music, and then like world music and Latin kind of jam vibes, a little everything. So that was my start in music, and then I started. A friend turned me on to electronic music, and it was Tipper that was my first. And
nice.
Yeah, Andre's music, Heyoka at the time, and Tipper was my first electronic experience, and so I got totally hooked on it and wanted to make it myself, and it just sort of came out of me like the way that they sound. So it's definitely a influence.
Well, you're lucky that that's the way that you got started was by them, because when I got started, like the first artist that I ever heard was when I was like 13 or 14 maybe, and it was just trance, and that's all I listened to for like 5 years was like trance. more trance. And now I can't even do it anymore. You know, it's like I have to have a broken beat. I can't do the steady rhythms.
Uh-huh.
But that's so you lucked out. You got introduced to the good ones right off the bat.
The kind of more hip hoppy influence. So it was something that I could connect with. I love a little bit of psytrance too. And, you know,
Oh yeah,
really
like Grouch. You gotta love Grouch, right? I mean, Grouch is like,
oh yes,
man, he's got to be the most. I mean, one of the best sound designers ever. You know, he's so amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you got started. So what did you play a lot of instruments before that, or?
I started on the trap set, the drum kit, and I moved on to bass and keyboard and guitar and just a little everything, but not really good at anything, but a little. But
that's so. What about when you did like world music? Did you play any world instruments?
I played just the trap kit, a very minimal trap kit, and I sat on a cajon and played that too, and I had some tablas too. But it's all everything I play. I never got classically trained in any way, so it's all kind of fake it till you make it with me.
Me too, man. I definitely can vibe on that 100%. Because when I got Ableton, I had zero music experience. And now I feel like I still have zero music experience, but at least I can know when things are in and out of key, and that's like still.
I love what you've made. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. That actually means a lot coming from you, because your music is so awesome. So, and you have remixed one of our tracks, and your remix was so dope. It was so much better than the original. So.
I play it all the time too. It's actually it's a crowd pleaser for sure. Yeah.
Totally, dude. That track is so awesome. It has this just otherworldly like flow and rise, and it's awesome, man. So I definitely will include, just, you know, because listeners will probably be like, I want to fucking hear that. So I'll put a link to that track in our notes for this. But so are you doing a lot of writing while you're out there? And
I was during the eruption. Actually, I had a lot of downtime, so I was working on quite a bit of stuff. And at this point, I'm just letting it trickle out. And I've been in the midst of moving. And
really, yeah. So are you in Hilo, or where are you at?
I'm closer to Pahoa.
Okay.
Far south, but south of Hilo anyway. But, yeah.
Rad. What are you doing for work out there?
I work at a screen printing shop.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just kind of I feel like I have a screen printing job and hustle and whatever.
Yeah.
And then also try to get some gigs to get a little.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you live in paradise, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I totally envy that. Kendra and I, for a long time, were talking about moving to Hilo, and we just never did. I don't have a good reason why. Things never went that direction for whatever reason. But we definitely have. I have never even been there, and so I've always wanted to go there. You know,
Hilo. I was born and raised in Santa Cruz, and Hilo reminded me so much of like old school Santa Cruz.
Really?
Yeah, and it still does. It feels like Santa Cruz in the '90s or something like that, kind of still. But
yeah, it's not very populated there, right? It's pretty like low key.
It is pretty low key, but people have been, I think there's a lot more people coming out here, moving out here, building property and stuff, and but actually where the eruption just happened, it was a lot of friends, and I don't know, there was a lot of new development happening there, and it really got taken out. So it's really interesting out here. It's a fluctuating and changing place, but it's amazing.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend, before I was with Kendra, I was like with this girl named Jordan, and she lives in Maui now. And she does like real estate out there. And, I always want to like, I feel like I have these things that I like are pulling me to go out to Hawaii and check it out. And I just, for some reason, it's a long ass flight, and I just haven't done it yet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started writing electronic music, and what program do you use and all that
Uh,
jazz?
since the start, Ableton, and
Hmm.
yeah, and just I was much more into the looping. I wanted to just kind of be like a live performer and loop stuff live, and so that's how I got into it a little from the start. But then it really just I just wanted to make things sound weird, and I couldn't do that really live, and so I had to
Right.
just pick at it and do all the sound design, learn all the sound design stuff, and that's where it just kind of went for me, and I'm
Yeah.
much
What
more than that.
what kind of plugins do you use? Do you use any plugins or
Yeah, lately I've been trying to just do most of what I can in like with built-in Ableton stuff,
operator?
operator and various effects that built-in effects. But yeah, I do use Reactor, the couple of the different
Native Instruments?
yeah native instrument stuff. There's just fun ones like laser bass and stuff, and
Yeah,
pick them apart and make them weird. And
totally. I know. I'm kind of doing the opposite. I have been using only operator for most of my music making career, I guess. But now I just right now I don't have shit on my laptop, so I'm not doing anything because of my crash. But but I'm trying to go back and just kind of explore other plugins because I always have used operator and I kind of feel almost like crutched on it because it's like I'm pretty good, and operator is kind of difficult compared to a lot of other plugins, but it's like
an interesting ones, unique. Yeah,
yeah, but I do love that it's like an FM synth, it's
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, I love the sound. I use it for most of my like sine wave under everything. It's pretty much
right.
operator as being my consistent, like I can trust that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. I The thing that I really like about it is just that the automation, like with massive or native instrument stuff, the automation isn't quite as fluid as it is with operator because operator is designed for Ableton. So it seems like a lot more fluid. Do you ever use any external hardware? Or?
Yeah, I have a mini brute, Arturia, synth, and that's been one of my favorites lately for um, kind of more like ripping saw wave sounds and getting kind of more lasery, blippy, experimental stuff. It gets close to I don't know. Yeah, it's just a fun one to mess with. But
Yeah. So when you do that, do you like to just sample it and then fuck with it in Ableton, or do you like
yeah,
use it live?
both. I end up sometimes some days I'll sit down and just be like, I just want to make ripping saw wave sounds all day, and I'm not even working on a beat.
I know, right? That's what happens with me every time I start messing around on
Yeah,
analog stuff because it's just
yeah. You just
all like I'm just like whoa, 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 whoa,
just for hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
I totally do that. And then, but I try to record myself when I'm doing that and go back and find the best parts. And often most of that will become like a sample pack or something. And then the coolest ones I'll try to use in a beat or, something like that. But I love to also, once I have a beat going, play over it and
yeah,
live instrumentation, because it gives it something a little human.
yeah. Totally, it kind of has its own like rhythm, and you're kind of flowing with it. That I have a hard time with that though. Because I had a Moog. I don't have my Moog anymore, but I had a Moog Sub 37, and it was like I would I would just try really hard to play with the track live, and I would just always like be off because I never played instruments growing up, so I think, but I've been taking piano classes lately, so that's been like kind of helping, but still not 100%. So
Everything helps. I tried doing some music theory classes at some point in my life, and it was just not the right time for me. It was, wasn't working as far as what music was to me. I really needed to experience it to learn it. And I would sneak into, not sneak into, but I'd take classes in college that were like Latin ensemble or something class, but you need to learn, you need to have the prerequisite to know to how to learn, read music. But I had no idea how to, so I'd just fake it. I'd be like, real quick, and then just play it as fast as I could. And
that
was my, I just really never learned it. But recently I have been trying to just a little bit learn chords, learn scales, and it really is just all patterns and
some of the most interesting music or some of the most interesting tracks though go outside the boundaries. It's like Radiohead is he is like a genius at making things out of key sound really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool when I don't know, it's cool. It's really cool when you like I don't know this, but it's really cool when people know music theory enough to know what is acceptable outside of music theory. You like to basically to go outside of the boxes, because that's when things get interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for me, what I like to create musically is mix, or it is duality in a sense. It's my experience that I'm putting into music, and the world isn't totally beautiful, and the world isn't totally fucked up and metal either, but it's a little
yeah, totally. I know.
I love the shrieky weird sounds, but I like to also kind of mix them in a creepy way with the beautiful sounds, and just to paint the whole picture, kind of.
Yeah, man, that's one thing that I gotta say that I've always really loved about you and your music, is that your take on it is so passionate. It's like it's so much different than anybody I know with music, and I'm not just saying this. I'm totally serious. It's like it's really like a beautiful, just, you can tell it's just pure passion. A lot of people like it's passion, but I mean, I'm not obviously going to name drop or anything, but I know plenty of people that get into it. And I've been like this too, where you get into it and then you're not getting what you want out of it. So it becomes this like antagonistic relationship, and it's so unhealthy. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Are we making music, or are we trying to, you know what I mean? And it's such a reminder of how you got to have relationships with things in life, because when you're not doing it for the right reasons, and like, so I've always admired that about you, because you just have like this really, really awesome approach. It's so great. And you're great, which is like, I remember just the first time that because I met you at Still Dream, right? That's when we first met, was at Still Dream that year. And I remember like meeting you and seeing your art, and just because you had art set up with clay, right?
I don't know if any of it was or maybe I had some fractal art.
I think you had some fractal art, man, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But and I just remember like knowing that you had dope art, but then when I heard your music, I was like, what the fuck? Why isn't this guy like, like touring with Tipper and stuff? Because your music just reminds me like it has this, I mean, people are going to hear it. So, but it's just so rad, and it's so unique, man. It's really cool.
Yeah,
so
I really feel drawn to make, just what sounds good to me. And I try to an extent to make it what other people will like too. And I am it's funny because in my head, when I'm making music or working on music, I often picture my friends dancing, or
really
crazy ninja dance moves and stuff. Like one of my biggest inspirations is how it's going to make people react to it. And,
dude, that is so cool. I've never even thought of doing it like that.
Oh yeah.
that is so badass, because like I'm like in my head, I just started to visualize that with like writing music, and that is like ingenious, dude.
I don't know that it's that, but it's the funnest for me.
No, that's but no, it's cool because you're like materializing I don't know, like you can,
I don't know.
yeah, totally, like that's really smart. I mean, that's cool. I just never thought of that. Like, I definitely have thought about like when I would hear especially on psychedelics, but when I would hear artists that have like really dope drum programming and I'd be on psychedelics or something, I could envision myself dancing to the music, but I wouldn't actually do it. Like, and so but I'd like constructing the beats kind of the opposite of what you're talking about, I guess. But,
yeah. That aspect of it.
That's just really cool. I never thought about that. But so did you move out to Hawaii and like have you been playing shows out there, or have you then just
I took kind of a year hiatus, actually, strictly just working on music, and then kind of life's trippy, but then the eruption just ended a couple months ago, I think in July maybe, or maybe a little before, and I just kind of randomly through friends got linked with this fun place called the Garden Temple Party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's my friend Simon runs it, and it's like it's on his property, and it's just this amazing kind of a house setup, and all the walls are knocked out, and it's just a dance floor and a DJ.
Really?
And it's like in the jungle, so there's just like it's an amazing venue, and I've just been kind of I've played there quite a bit, and then also just been helping out with and set up the speakers and help with miking and that kind of thing.
That's badass.
It's been amazingly fun.
That sounds so cool. That's one thing that I like, just from I don't know shit about Hawaii, but just from like some of the stories that I've heard from people, there's some really cool things in the jungle that you have to hike to, where it's just like random shit out there,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think there's even going to be some big beach party this coming weekend that's like a all weekend kind of, I think it's a hike out sort of thing, but
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So how do you guys get equipment to something like that? Would you by boat or?
Yeah, that's what I've been kind of pondering and trying to figure out, because there's this new beach. Well, actually, it's totally accessible now. They just plowed a road to this spot that was blocked by the lava. It's called Poiki boat ramp, and the lava went all around this spot, but didn't take this spot out. So, but I hiked out to it while it was still. Well, the lava was done flowing, but I hiked over the kind of halfway still active lava, and
whoa, that's crazy.
But we wanted to do some kind of party out there, but we were like, how the fuck are we gonna carry a system like across like lava? It's like unpredictable.
That's so crazy.
Never quite happened, but now there's a road out to it, so maybe we can just do it easily. But yeah.
Do you know Party Wave, Corey McCarley?
I've never met him, but I've heard his music, and I've heard, I think I've listened to a set or something. But
yeah, because I think he comes out to the Big Island sometimes and stuff, because I think that he lives on one of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think he lives on this island, but he's actually going to play at the Garden Temple.
Oh, cool.
I think I'm going to be gone, actually. I'm going to be in California in like a week or two.
Oh, really? For family stuff?
Family stuff and the tipper thing. I'm gonna play like
word.
Yeah, I'm playing this after party on a boat in a bay.
That's sick.
Killsmith and
dope.
Yaddy and Della Moon Tribe. And
yeah, that's cool. Do you know Chris? Do you know him? Like Killsmith? Oh.
I personally know.
Yeah, dude, I booked him a couple of times. He's really cool. Like I'm, you guys will totally, you'll think, he's really cool, man. And your guys' music is very similar, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I like
that. Well, Damn, dude, that's really cool. Cause I mean, that's like a perfect lineup. That sounds like a lot of like just badass
Oh yeah, yeah.
texturing
And
stuff.
he's gonna be playing as Chillsmith too, so it's like
Oh yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
do really down tempo-y, drippy, weird set. Yeah.
Man, that's so cool. Well, tell him I said hi if you see him. I
Yeah.
need to reach out to him because I haven't talked to him forever. And I was going to ask him if he wanted to be on this eventually too, but I'm like, just, I wanted to, because it's the whole thing is like the underground thing. So I want to try to, I mean, not that he's like too big for it or whatever. I'm just trying to do like close friends at first, I think, and then we'll see what happens later.
Yeah.
But so, yeah. So how long have you been in California for?
I think from what is it? The like the 10th of this month till the 18th of January.
Oh, whoa. That's crazy for that long.
Yeah, a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Wow. So is that your girl behind you?
Yeah. This is
Hi.
that's Katrina.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi. So are they going with you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's cool. And are you going to be staying in Santa Cruz and stuff, or?
Yeah. I'll be around Santa Cruz and staying with family and yeah, probably a bunch of friends and yeah.
That's cool. Are you going anywhere else while you're on stateside?
Oh, my buddy wants me to go up to Seattle and play music as well, but
Dude,
I really want to make it up there.
if you go up there, I will drive to Seattle because I'm only like 4 hours away from Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'll let you know. I mean,
Dude, just give me like a couple days notice, like even if it's just 2 or 3, so I can go over, you know what I mean? Like plan it out a little bit, but I will totally go over there.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. But so
Yeah.
do you have any big plans for like music releases or anything, or do you have any?
At this point, I just put out an EP. The Stutter Health. I'm calling it Stutter Health. It's, one of the tracks is called that. But yeah, it's but it's kind of a little more like up tempo, not up tempo, but like mid tempo, weird glitchy
Like
stuff.
100 BPM?
Yeah, some of it's 100, and then some of it's like a little slower, but still kind of something a little more banging. But
Awesome. Yeah.
but, yeah, I want to put out maybe next. I want to do kind of a really like down tempo and like weird, just kind of experimental, kind of strange stuff. That's what I'm kind of feeling for the next.
Have you ever thought about doing a beatless track?
I have quite a few actually. Yeah.
Really? That's so cool.
I haven't really released them, but I have quite a lot of ambient stuff. I maybe have 1 or 2, but most of them are usually inspired by various psychedelics.
Yeah, totally.
After my first 2CB experience, I made like a really long track that was that kind of my audio version of that, and MT a few audio versions of the experience.
That's awesome. Yeah,
That's how I like to do.
I wrote like a bunch of ambient and slow tempo, like slow trance tracks, like steady rhythm, like 115, 120. And then just had my computer crash and I lost all my tracks. So, and I didn't back them up, which is just stupid, but I'm not, yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't do that, but I just am not, but it's okay. I'm like trying really hard just to be like, it's okay. Just release it, because I would say probably like 20 or 25 tracks that if they weren't done, they were pretty close to being done. And I just kept on not releasing anything and just like not releasing and just being okay with that. And just kind of, I haven't been really focused on releasing and trying to play shows and stuff like that. I've just been doing other things and trying to grind in other ways.
Right. Well, and you're grinding in a creative process too. You are creating, but it's like I do the same. It was like this whole last year I don't consider it stuck in that, but it's like that's part of the process, is just you have to sometimes go completely one way, like, no, I'm not going to play shows, I'm not going to do anything, this is just creative time, this is how it flows. But
totally. Yeah, and then to lose it all was like really a bummer. But
got shot. Yeah.
yeah, but it's okay though. I mean, like I think I kind of subconsciously wanted this to happen because I kept on telling myself that I was going to start a new project, a new music project. Like still with Candra probably, but maybe under a new moniker, and just really like stick to a certain thing instead of, I've just always been all over the place and not very consistent, you know?
Yeah.
So this might be the thing that sends me that direction. I don't know.
No, totally. I enjoy being all over the place. That's
yeah.
Often every track starts from scratch. I don't usually.
Me too.
Very rare that I use go back to an old track and use that as like a skeleton for a new track.
Yeah, me too. This is gonna sound so weird to say out loud because all my friends that produce have always criticized me for this because they think it's so stupid, but I've never saved a sound once. Everything I've done has always been from 0.0, you know?
Yeah.
So
can you still go back and like stem things out? And well, I guess you don't have your projects.
Not anymore, but but I mean, I just like, there's something, and that's probably why my music was never like consistent, but there's something that I really like about having a blank slate and just, you know.
That was kind of my whole trip with moving to the island too. It was kind of a fresh start in a way. I spent, over 30 years living in Santa Cruz. So it was definitely very nice, not always nice, but change is inevitable in any sense. And so, it's,
yeah. Do you miss being like, not because you're kind of landlocked. Do you miss being able to just go wherever?
It is interesting that you can't drive, well, I would drive up to Oregon often and, down to LA and, longer trips, but, and to Arizona. But here it's really like 3 hours. You're to the other side, you're in Kona. But once you start living here, you start thinking about it. You're like, oh man, 3 hour drive. Ooh, I don't know. It's like,
yeah. I know. I always thought that if I lived there, I mean, it's probably like way easier saying this as someone who's never lived there, but I always thought it'd be cool because instead of going on long drives, you could just go on really long walks and like, like you could just plan a long hike for a couple days even, and just have that be your trip, Yeah,
absolutely. And hitchhiking is a big thing out here too. So.
Really? What about island hopping? Do you ever go to the other islands?
I haven't, but I've been to Kauai just as like a family trip years and years ago. But I've never, since I've been living here, I haven't been jumping around to islands. But I was almost wanted to go over to Kauai on New Year's. There's going to be some Grateful Dead. I can't remember what version of their band it's going to be. On like Billy Kurtzman's ranch or something. So
really,
yeah.
Jonathan Singer like tours with them now, right?
I believe so, or if he's not with Tipper or something. I love his visuals. It's amazing.
They're so good. He like opened my like world up to a whole different type of art because it's so unique and it's not to the generic like it's so much different than any other visual artist I've ever seen. So him and Android Jones, obviously Android Jones is really good too. But so, well, dude, okay, so I think that if you want to go to Seattle, I am really stoked because I really want to see you, and that'd be really dope to come out and watch you play. And Kendra is going to listen to this podcast and be like, tell him he needs to go. I really want to go to Seattle. Guaranteed. So
I'll try to make it happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. And if if there's anything I can do to help with that or somehow, I don't know, just let me know. So, but tell people how they can get a hold of you and where your music can be found at and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I have, the basic thing is SoundCloud. I'm always throwing weird single tracks on there and my albums, but the main thing is Bandcamp. I have everything on Bandcamp. But
cool. And it's Bandcamp like / Fractal Dragon, or?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'll put a link to everything too on here. So cool. Well, go ahead.
I have I have sample packs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, it's all just weird sounds. It's all sounds usually from songs that are out. I go through and pick apart the stems and find the coolest little blips. And I have 3 sample packs out right now on Pro Audio Torrent. No, not Pro Audio Torrent. It's probably on there, but no, it's called prosamples.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Actually, it is being pirated. Actually, I've had a few people contact me saying, "Hey, I got your sample packs. I pirated your sample packs, but I'd like to pay you because I really enjoy them." I'm like, oh, wow, thank you.
I wish that Ableton would like let you do that. Like, hey, I'll pay you when I'm famous. Okay, you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna pause this really quick and then just stick with me for a sec. Okay.
I shall not fear. Kick like Bruce Lee.
Psychoactive, psychedelic, psychological drug should not be sold. It's almost so. It's like selling.
People living their life in bottles, when they at the golden flash. Don't give it any Chicago, some people like
I'm already improved on what you were doing. I think I went through under my influence. Baby, sitting on the television set. I'ma show you how to turn it on with flash. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive. It's a pool full of liquor, then you dive. And I wait until it burns, then I watch it walk back. All the girls wanna play, man, watch. I got a swimming pool full of liquor and they dive. It's a pool full of liquor, I'ma dive. It's short, sit down.
We hope you enjoyed this tasty episode with Fractal Dragon. Be sure to subscribe and join us every Tuesday.